You must educate yourself, value the service you give, value people to give the service, and value wealth building if you want it to work for you. I find that many people, when they say they want to be financially independent, they're not doing what it takes. I've said before on some of my other presentations, there are 10 steps that if you don't know those 10 answers to the 10 questions of financial independence, you don't have any intention of being financially independent. So the one they don't take the time to plan out and put together a financial plan and a strategy and stick to it. And it is not rocket science. I've helped thousands of people rebuild their wealth after calamities, or start from scratch, young people, and build their wealth. And the ones who have followed my simple, old-fashioned approach and never stopped are the ones that are becoming wealthy. And the people that want to gamble all the time, they rise and then they're proud, and then they crash. They have these events occurring, and it's just a rocket, and up and down and up and down and stuff. And I'm absolutely certain that there's a step-by-step methodical strategy to building wealth that is so simple that anybody listening to this can do it. And it's just a matter of if they have the values to do it. If you don't have a value on buying assets, financial independence is not going to happen. Your hierarchy of values dictates your financial destiny. And if you don't have a value on building wealth and a value on serving people and having fair exchange, like the things I've been saying, and you don't have a value on mastering your mind, if you're not studying wealth, you're not building cushions, you're not stabilizing your emotions, the probability of you being financially independent goes way down. I'm not saying you couldn't. You might have circumstances where you get inheritance and these kind of things, but methodical, consistent wealth building takes a strategy. And there are gimmicks. I am amazed at the gimmicks on the market, feeding the fantasies of the people who want the lifestyle of the rich and famous overnight. You know, they'll do an advertising on that, have that ship, that yacht, and have that big penthouse, and have that pot of gold, and have that, and they feed the fantasies and sell the quick get rich schemes to people that are desperate in their amygdala, instead of being proactive, strategy, patient, building long-term compound interest and building wealth. And I watch the people that go off on the tangents, and I watch the people that stay steady. And the people that stay steady year by year, they can see a progression, and it keeps getting bigger and bigger every year. And all of a sudden they realize that there's a crescendo to their wealth building instead of a rise and fall roller coaster. So managing your emotions is one. Having a strategy is two. Having a high value on wealth building and not bullshitting yourself, not thinking it is. And the way you know that is you are actually building wealth. If you have no assets accumulated, you don't have a value in wealth building, or you would have assets accumulated because you'd be doing it. So if you don't have it, then there needs to be a change in values if you want to get wealthy. And then you need to have some sort of structure that has no emotion in it. One of the greatest things we have that I've been using now for 38, going on 39 years is automated savings and investment structures. They're automated. There's no emotion in it. It takes it out of my bank account and sticks it into my investments. And it does it automatically on a certain day, and you schedule, and it's just done. And there's no emotion about it, and there's no turning back, and it just happens. And it's an unexpected bill that goes into investing. That's one of the greatest things I ever learned to do. 39 years ago, when I started doing that, my financial life changed. So it's consistently accelerating the willingness to reward yourself for services rendered, and then the commitment to go serve people, and then taking portions of it, and ever greater proportions of that makes you more efficient in your business. And it's about a strategy. There's no emotion. Money circulates to the economy from those who value it least to those who value it most, from those who have the least order and you might say certainty about it to those who have the most. And whoever has the most certainty, I have absolute certainty that every week money is going into those investments, and every week it's going to grow, and I know what it's going to do. I don't have to question it. And I go out and serve people. My job is to serve people. That automation, its job is to make sure that I end up being rewarded for it. And when I put that in place, and if you do that, your life changes. But it's not about emotions, it's about certainty. And when you're infatuated or resentful, you never have certainty. If I said to you, you're always up and you're never down, or you're always down and never up, you would never have certainty about that, because you go, no, that's not true. But if I said sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down, and you have a little of both, you go, yes. You only have certainty when you have objectivity and when you stick to the mean, when you get to a strategy with the mean up front. So putting those in place is essential for building wealth, and putting a strategy in place. And it's, again, not rocket science. I guarantee I can show people, I've shown people how to do it in such a short period of time. I've actually had clients that have gone with me over to the financial institution. I had them sign a piece of paper, 2 pieces of paper. That's it. 2 pieces of paper to have it automated from their bank account, give them the bank account number, and they've automated a savings, just like they have unexpected bills. Now they have an automated savings. And then once they reach a certain threshold, it goes into investments and buying a certain type of investments. And I set it up. They signed the piece of paper. I said, now go serve people and forget about it. Done. It's over with. Go serve people, stack up the benefits of doing that, and keep going more efficiently at serving, and watch what happens. And people go, a year later, they go, well, I've saved more this year than I've ever saved in my life. Great. And 2 years later, now it's compounding. It's made me an extra $2,000 this year. Great. A year later, it's made me $5,000 this year. Great. It may be $12,000 this year. Next year, it's maybe $28,000. It just keeps compounding. They keep adding. It keeps growing. All of a sudden they go, man, I'm almost making from my investments what I was working. And I said, great. That's what the purpose of it is, not to be its slave, to be its master. And this is where you have emotions. This is where you're stabilizing your life. This is where you're frustrated having to go to work. Here's when you get to do something you love to do it, not because you have to, but because you love to. This is the purpose of it. And to master that is essential. And the breakthrough experience, that's what I teach people, the mastery of the method that leads to that outcome. And it's showing you the strategy. It's not that hard. People make it very difficult. You know what's interesting? Pardon me, Emil, but Wall Street has been lying to people for decades. And I mean decades, century. 120 years they've been lying to people that it's complex to get you to offload money to them so they can mismanage your money and make money off you. Wall Street was made for the brokers to make you broke. They weren't meant for you. You must educate yourself, value the service you give, value people to give the service, and value wealth building if you want it to work for you. There's no shortcuts. If you do that, your life changes financially. And your emotions are the absolute key foundation of that. If you can't manage emotions, you undermine it right off the bat. So that's right. Everything we can do to reduce emotions, if you have to wait to see if you can afford to save instead of having automated, you're going to get emotional about it. I don't know, I can do it this week. I can't do it this month. I'll pass. And you won't have a habit. It's the habit of doing it that matters. And that's why electronically it's done. Changes your behavior because you develop a habit electronically. Thank you for joining me for this presentation today. If you found value out of the presentation, please go below and please share your comments. We certainly appreciate that feedback. And be sure to subscribe and hit the notification icons. That way I can bring more content to you and share more to help you maximize your life. I look forward to our next presentation. Thank you so much for joining.